welcome everybody to the Super Joe Pardo Show. I'm here coming to you live from my studio here just outside of Philadelphia. It's been a little while since I've gotten to make a video, but today I wanted to create a video kind of updating where some of my projects that I previously announced are, where we're going with it, and how you can get yourself involved. So before we do that, make sure to smash that like button for me. It definitely helps with the YouTube algorithm. And hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed for more business lessons, how to get started with your small business, how to get on that entrepreneur train. Woo woo! We're going to make it happen here on the Super Joe Pardo Show. So I've had to clear a ton of things out of my way to be able to get to this point where I can talk to you on a regular basis here on this channel, or if you're listening on the Super Joe Pardo Show podcast, which you can go over to sjpshow.com and hit the subscribe button on your favorite podcast player of choice. Anyway, today, we're going to talk about an update to something I talked about a few months ago, which was launching the Super Circle, and why, when things don't go as planned, why you got to get your plan, adjust it, tweak it, and find a new direction to make it work. For anyone who hasn't watched the video, I launched the Super Circle a handful of months ago. I was really excited. It was a second tier to our Indie Pod University, and the plan just didn't work out. The marketing for it didn't hit the way I was hoping it would. So what I noticed right out of the gate was that people were not responding the way I thought that they would to the Super Circle. We had a couple of people sign up, but by and large, people were more interested in the Indie Pod University, which was the first step up from our free community. So it went free community, then the Indie Pod University, which was just $10 a month, and then the next step up was the Super Circle at it was originally at $67 a month. So what I did was, after some testing and doing all of the best I could with what I had available as far as data, and looking at what people were doing with the and looking at what people were doing with the Indie Pod University, I was like, hey, maybe what I need to do is take that opportunity to combine both and simplify the message. So what I did was I took the Super Circle and I took the Indie Pod University, I smacked them together and got the Indie Pod University, and I raised the price to $99 a month. In preparation for combining the two different paid communities, I gave out the information like, hey, if you buy into the Indie Pod University at $10 a month, you'll be locked in at that price. And sales went through the roof, and that's awesome. It was great. The thing is that those sales locked in at $10 a month. But I was just wanted to get people in, play test, and figure out like, okay, well, how are people using the information inside the university? What more can I do? And have a community, a baseline community of people that I could rely on to show up to the weekly group coaching calls and things of that nature, to see, how all this was going to play out. Once I knew people were going and signing up, and we raised the price to $100, we had a couple of people join in at the $100 price point. So I was like, okay, great. Like, we know that there's a ton of value here. We have everything set up for it. Now just got to get the marketing out there and get more people involved, because now I feel like we have a great price point for people who want to take it seriously, who want to take their podcasting seriously, who want to take their live streaming seriously, and see the value at $99 versus seeing the value at $9.99, $9.99 that is. So it was a matter of sometimes changing the process, and I had no intention of combining the two different paid communities into one paid community, but it's made life so much easier for me to have to focus on one paid community rather than two. What I want you to do is to think about in your business where you can see where the issues are and combine, change, adjust the offer, and make things available for people to make a decision. Remember that your marketing is not important to anyone else but you in most cases. We're not Apple, we're not Disney, and even Disney and Apple run into the same problems, especially Disney, because they are always play testing whether or not something is a great idea before they put something in their Disney theme parks. And great idea generally means around $1 to $1.2 billion at the box office before they'll commit the money to put something into their theme park. So things don't always go as planned, and sometimes it takes 2 movies, sometimes it takes changes at your restaurant, changes in your business, changes to the messaging of the marketing, things like that will happen, and you got to have a plan B. And if you don't have a plan B, create a plan B, and then execute on that plan. Real quick, I wanted to point out that the IndiePod as a whole, as its own business, which I launched as a YouTube video, which you can check out up here in the corner back in the summertime, has actually been going really well. We've been growing our community to new heights. Our email list has been growing. The reach in which the people are trying to get in and trying to, get on the inside of the community is definitely growing. So I'm very happy with that. The dollars have been growing as well. Even though we didn't get to host our main event in September this year, we definitely had as much dollar revenue come in through these virtual events I was running, and I'll be doing more virtual events starting next year. So this right now we're just gonna kind of put it on pause until January when we'll be holding our next virtual event, and we have our next event planned September 9th through the 11th, 2021. So if you want to be there, here outside of Philadelphia, go to indiepodcasters.com. And if you want to learn more about the IndiePod University, go to indiepodu.com and check out all the information about what you get by joining the IndiePod U. I have loved putting it together. I have loved working with people on their branding, their messaging, and ultimately their businesses. So if you want to do that, then go check that out. And as for me, look forward to more episodes of the Super Joe Pardo Show coming at you very soon here on YouTube, on the podcast feed. I'm really charged up to finally get back into the Super Joe Pardo Show and bring great content to you. Make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to destroy that subscribe button, because I want to get my subscribers up to at least 500 before the end of the year. So let's make that happen. I'll see you all in the next video. Make it a wonderful day. Take care.